Keep it going. For Christina Fitzpatrick. Come on up, Christina.
I think so. Okay. Thank you. The morning before I went to Europe for the first time by myself, my mom knocked on the bathroom door and said, "Honey, do you have diarrhea?" I was 20 years old. My roommates were snickering on the couch, and I was nervous. I'm a nervous person, skittish, but not the way my mom said. But I had always wanted to go abroad, and my family, my mom's she had never been abroad. My friends, hometown or college, had no interest, and I was going by myself to Madrid for a while. And the hardest part is getting on the plane. And on that plane, when I was descending into Lisbon, the flight attendant asked me about my itinerary, and about my layover, which was very long, like student discount long. And he was like, "Do you want to get a coffee with me in the city?" And I was like, and then I was like, "Well, do you want to spend your entire life having your mother knock on the bathroom door? Or do you want to be a person who does stuff?" So I said, "Okay, let's go get coffee." And before you knew it, I was on the Portuguese highway with Luis, my flight attendant. And we were in a baby car, a Fisher-Price car, orange, and my seat was trembling from the rocket speed, and he was listening to the B-52's Love Shack, gesticulating wildly, and then it started to dawn on me that I had forgotten to do that thing where you get money for the country you're in. At the time, it was not the euro, it was the escudo, and I was escudo-less. And it was a really long ride, not 10 minutes to a coffee, like 30. And when we stop, he identifies where we are as his apartment. He says he has to take a shower. And I'm like, "I'm going to wait in the car." And he's like, "Oh, no, it's too hot. It's June, you know." And then it was really hot in the orange car. So I got out, and I was, "Okay, I'm going to wait outside your building." And he was like, you know, he's arguing with me, and then I see this like woman in his building, which in Spanish it's called the portera, which means super angry person in the lobby. And she comforted me, she saw me, and I was like, "He works for the airline, how bad can he be?" And then I had this voice in my head that was just like, "You are being so conceited right now. Out of all the passengers on the plane to murder, why would he pick you?" So his apartment was a mini fridge, a bed, that's it, and it was a terrace. So he's like, "Wait on the terrace while I take a shower." So I go out there, and it's kind of nice. There's like a pool with these kids. They're really far away, like little specks. And then there's like, but it's like so much aqua and this beautiful lace balconies. And I'm just alone with this place for the first time. And I think everything is beautiful, even the clothesline. And I'm so happy. And then I feel at some point some hands come up behind me, and I turn around, and he's showered. He's wearing this really long, tight underwear, like scuba diver inspired underwear, and I scream. And he's like, no accent, "You don't want to have fun?" And I say no. And so we argue about how I'm going to get back to the airport, and he decides to take me. And in the car, he's trying to make small talk to try to calm me down. And he's like, "You know, how tall is your mother?" And I'm like, "I would never tell you how tall my mother is." And then he's like, "Do you want to see a castle? Maybe if I showed you a castle and you got a coffee, you know, what about that?" And then against my will, he stops at a cafe, and I have this angry coffee with him. And there's this castle, and It's like beige. It's got like one of those fences, it's jagged around it. And I don't know what happened, but by the time I got in the car, I was less agitated. And then at the airport, when he dropped me off, he explained to me that in Europe, in many parts of Europe, you kiss people when you say hello or goodbye. He said, doesn't matter if you don't know them or you know them and dislike them. He said, you kiss them on the cheek. And I said, you are so full of shit right now. Goodbye. And that's my story. Thank you.